Hi, welcome to the third of our series of hot interviews with hot top D. I'll start again. You think it's just one take, don't you? But all them cutaways, fucking mess. Hi, welcome to the third in our series of 18 of my interviews with top DJs. Fortunately, I couldn't get a top DJ today, so I've got one half of the Stimulant DJs, or known to his friends as DJ Brisk.
18?
18,
I don't feel so special now.
I've got you to do, I've got Flash Harry to do. So anyway, Paul, welcome to this interview. 5 questions for you. Let's get on with it. Number 1, have you ever played at the Opera House before, either in sort of hardcore or hardstyle?
I've played there many a time.
Yeah.
In fact, when I was in my youth, I used to go there on a social basis for breakdancing competitions. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah. Back in the...
So you're from Southampton, so Bournemouth not far?
Not far, just a hop, skip and jump, or a half an hour train ride away.
You're a local lad?
Yeah, technically.
So, but you've never played there as a sort of hard house DJ?
No. It was the first time there was Stimulant.
So when you play hardcore, do you play the slamming vinyl events and stuff?
Yeah, hardcore heavy and slamming vinyl. Been one or two other promoters down there.
Okay, so when was the last time you were down at the Opera House? We call it Opera House, but it is actually the O2 Arena.
Formerly the Opera House.
Formerly the Opera House, but it's the Opera House Union, so for the purpose of the interview we'll refer to it as the Opera House. So, when were you last down there, Paul?
That's a good point, I can't remember. It was probably about 3 or 4 months ago.
You were probably...
Does that sound about right?
Yeah, you were probably pissed.
Yeah, that's a good point too, yeah.
Right.
No, we were 3 or 4 months ago. 2 months ago even.
Question 2. Have you got a foreskin?
No.
You're not going to elaborate on that?
It's really neat.
No,
I believe I've answered the question.
I think the kids want to know whether it was taken off at a later age in an accident, or whether it was taken off at birth.
It was removed when I was about 6. I had trouble pissing in a straight line and it used to go all over the place, but where I needed it to, so...
6? That's quite a late age to lose.
It was, yeah. I do remember post-surgery, mum tucking me into bed, blanket making contact, sitting upright. Not good. So
this is a world exclusive here at this interview. Brisk, Stimulant DJs. So is there only one foreskin between the two Stimulant DJs?
I can't vouch for Ham. I wouldn't know.
We think Ham's got a foreskin.
I quite like the appearance, I have to say. There's no residue and things like that. It's very clean.
Number 3, you play both hardcore, obviously, and hard dance.
That's right.
Have you got and this is a tricky question, a preference for one? Do you sort of love them both equally, or do you swing from one side to the other?
I love them both equally, I have to say. They're kind of, one's an extension of the other as far as I'm concerned. They use similar samples, sounds, got the same energy, just there's a tempo divide. And in fact, I mean, I think they kind of sit hand in hand as well. I mean, having done the weekender for you guys, the hardcore room was rammed full of hard house clubbers who hadn't experienced hardcore before. And likewise, there were hardcore people that came in who loved the hard dance. So
yeah, for anybody that used to go to the old weekenders, Paul used to play doubled up, didn't you? I mean, he was in one room as a Stimulant DJs, and then in the other room with the next generation stuff with the hardcore. So
of course, you've got your die-hard fans who are one or the other, but for many, it's a good crossover.
Yeah, good balance. Okay, what happened to Stimulant Records?
It went tits up.
Went tits up. No, but you had a big fan base, didn't you? I've got 6 or 7.
We still do. It's quite, and it's still funny the amount of people that are still discovering that Brisk and Ham are Stimulant DJs, and they're still only just discovering that. Yeah. So that's quite funny in itself. We focused on hardcore. We've always produced both, and we haven't revisited it, which is a shame, really. Ham's now pretty much full-time drum and bass, and we've discussed several times about coming back and doing some more Stimulant productions.
Well, there's a new hard house label coming out in a couple of months. Would you be up for doing a Stimulant DJs track?
I think we would, yeah.
Yeah.
New track,
possibly. Heard it first. There's 2 exclusives there. New Stimulant DJs records coming on the new label, which we'll talk about soon. And he's got no foreskin.
The sad thing is, we both really love producing hard dance. It's good fun. And do things with hard dance that you can't do with hardcore, with a bit of rhythm shuffle in the music and the...
Well, to be fair, I've got 2 favourite remixes, and one of them of all time is your remix of Hyperlogic R Track, Only Me, which
one of our favourites.
Yeah, Stimulant. I think we've played it in every set for the last 9 years. Pretty much like
You're
Flash
not confusing it with Heaven's Cry?
No, that's coming later. Basically, Flash Harry Yeah, we've milked his remix of Heaven's Cry, but we've also milked your remix of Only Me. So,
And ironically, it came out on milk. It was M11, wasn't it?
it was M11 milk. Brilliant. I'm glad you thought that through. Question 5. Talk to me about a big shit at a barbecue at Andy's Stag Do.
Thanks so much for bringing that up. I
Can
believe
you-
we've only just discussed this with Andy himself.
Can I fill the ladies and gentlemen in on the story according to my version? In 2000, August 2000, we had a stag do in Sheffield. It was Andy's stag do for his wedding, obviously, and we were going out in Leeds. But before, we had some pre-drinks and a barbecue at Andy's apartment, which had a communal barbecue. And just before we left, I think I dared Paul here to shit in a piece of tissue and put it on the barbecue. And I think it was only for a £5.
Actually, you dared me to shit in the tissue, and then I handed it to you because I remember you commenting on how warm it was.
Yeah.
And it was wrapped up like a mummy in several layers of toilet roll.
To be honest, when you presented it to me,
It was a fair package, wasn't it?
it was a really it was like having a little baby. It was a little warm baby. It was massive. It was the perfect shaped turd, and it was wrapped up in tissue. And then I thought joke was over, but no, he'd had too many. Oh,
That's complete lies. You know it.
let's put it on the barbecue.
Look on your
Now,
face. How can you lie like that?
this
It's on
is-
camera.
This is a communal barbecue. People are going to eat there the next day, and I think I laid it on there, and then
You're going to edit this regardless, aren't you?
no, and then what happened? Andy was coming out and he saw it, because obviously Andy's not aware that we've just shit on his barbecue, or Paul has. So I tried to hide it and disguise it by mashing it up through the grill with a spatula. So what about if we get anybody that comes to the Opera House, if you want to impress Paul during his set, go to the toilets of the Opera House, shit in some tissue and just present it to him on June the 2nd. There we go. Stimulant DJs will be playing. They've added to the lineup. I'm so pleased they're coming. And yeah, why don't you do a big shit all over the decks while he's playing?
Or you could buy me a vodka and coke. That would be really nice.
Or buy them a vodka and coke. So get your tickets. They're selling very fast. The last week, not many days to go. Tiny Boys Opera House reunion.